Hey Scorpio, welcome to Empress 1111. This message, I should say this in all my readings, but this should resonate in any placement in your chart. I'm going to go ahead and get started with your message, your intuitive messages. Let it play out, okay? Or you letting something play out, or something is getting played out, or somebody trying to make you come off as if you played out or something, okay? Or you letting something play, you're letting something happen. So I'm getting this thing, Scorpio, at one point in time, right? You know, people might have had a problem with your presence, so they wanted to say that you were played out, right? Or wanted you to, let's just say they expected you to do, like when you came into the scene, they expected you to be like 15 minutes and be gone, right? But you end up doing decades, okay? And your decades end up being a century. So your 15 minutes wasn't what they expected. Your 15 minutes lasted longer than what they expected it to be. Now it's almost like they had a problem with your presence, and then when you decide to disappear or leave or something like that, all of a sudden they're pissed because they don't know what you're doing. So I'm getting this thing where you're like, I'm just gonna let it play out. I'm gonna just let things be what it is, because y'all not gonna like me when I'm seen. You're not gonna like me when I'm gone. You're just never gonna like me. So who gives a fuck? That's really what it came. Like you're in this energy, like I really don't give a fuck, like how you feel about something or how you see me, or I just kind of like know what it is with you. Like somebody wanted you to come off as if you were the problem, as if you're always doing something like a shit starter or something like that. But in all reality, they keep looking for shit. They keep looking for shit. So you're just letting something play out, or you feel like a situation is getting played out, or you feel like you just wish something would just play out already, like be done. All right? Or Spirit is asking you to let it play out. So something surrounding divine intervention, divine timing, some form of divine intervention is going to take place, but it's going to happen in divine timing, right? So you may feel like maybe you had one point in time where you was kind of like your anxiety was just in the air or something like that. Like your anxiety was a little bit triggered. You were triggered. That's the word, triggered. You might have been triggered about something or a situation, and now you're like, you know what? I already know how this gonna play out, but I'm just gonna let it play out. You know, sometimes we tend to do that. We put our hands in a situation so much thinking that we're helping, that we actually hurting. So when we step back and just let something play out, you kind of already know what the end result gonna be. You just waiting on whoever this is or whatever this situation is to finally get it or catch on, right? So I'm really getting this thing where at the end you're gonna win. That's what I got. No, whether it's what you knew was gonna happen, or a situation, or it could be work, something. Okay. At the end, you're gonna win. Right? So as long as you allow something to play out, something significant with writing. Okay, so you may be a writer, or you do something with scripts, or you might do something in lyrics. You might just write, or Spirit is asking you to write a letter to God. Write a letter to Spirit. All right. I'm here. Don't use a pen. Use a pencil. And once you write it, burn it. Okay? So whatever that is, put your emotions on a piece of paper. Be careful of your thoughts at this time. That's another thing I heard. Because your thoughts can manifest whatever that is. All right? Don't be afraid to cry. Yeah. Yeah, you're going to have to write a letter. Do something. Speak your truth. Okay? But whatever it is, like I said, you're going to win at the end. Because you knew what was going to happen. You know the truth. You know how a situation going to go. You just kind of like know. Right? Or you was trying to tell somebody something and they didn't believe you. But they're going to find out that you were telling the truth about something. Either a situation, someone's behavior, or I heard envy, love of hate, hidden agendas, wherever it was. With the Nine of Pentacles, you had said a lot of things. You touched on a lot of topics, but every single last one of them, you were on point. You were on point on every single last situation. It was surrounding wisdom. It wasn't jealousy. It wasn't envy. It wasn't anything. It was just straight truth. Everything that you said either happened or is going to happen. Now you're just letting it play out. The Spirit is asking you to let it play out. Okay? Let's pray. Holy Spirit, answers to my highest light. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As we go into Empress 1111 for Scorpio, I ask you block all psychic attacks, all evil eye, return it back to sender, transmuted, blessed, and bliss. Please give us a good message that we need this time. Put a strong hedge of protection around this energy. Thank you, my reachers. Thank you, my angels. Thank you, my deceased loved ones, my highest light. And thank you, Holy Spirit, for sharing me. So, Scorpio, I'm getting this thing where somebody wanted to label you as the bad guy in the situation for being honest, for being truthful. And they're going to realize, because of their neglect to their reality, because they're neglecting their reality, or just refusing to see the truth, or they love the person so much they just went on and side with a person just instantly, or they just want to be a part of something or something. What it did was cloud their third eye. It blocked their third eye to know the truth about a situation, or a truth about a person, or a truth about something. It doesn't matter what it is, okay? It could be a workplace relationship. It could be anything. It was some form of truth that you saw that nobody else saw, and somebody tried to shame you for it, and then you found out later, or they will find out later, that they betted on the wrong person. Yeah, we got the Ten of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Yeah. Ten of Wands and Two of Cups reverse. And the Ace of Pentacles. Spirit said, whatever that you're feeling, or whatever that was trying to burden you about a partnership or a relationship or something like that, Spirit said, let it play out. Because you're going to win at the end. What did I say? You're going to win at the end. And people are going to apologize to you, or tell you thank you. All right? Surrounding something. A Queen of Wands, possibly. You might have been dealing with a Queen of Wands. All right? Yeah. Yeah, something surrounding the unknown. All right? They might not have trusted you about them being left out in the cold, or something surrounding someone being left out in the cold in a situation, right? When they weren't even in devil energy. All right, you weren't in devil energy. Somebody wasn't even in devil energy, or you just didn't want somebody to be seen in devil energy. Okay, so you basically protected the right people about something. You You might have been dealing with a high priestess, right? King of Swords, or you this King of Swords, or you extremely intuitive, right? But I'm really getting this thing where people are going to see the truth in the situation, right? That you know that this high priestess and this King of Swords is not in devil energy, or they knew that you weren't in devil energy. People couldn't see that because they was trying to use someone's adolescence against them while they were going through a heartbreak or being heartbroken. Somebody was trying to use someone's pain against them. But you learning that sometimes you got to turn that pain into power, right? Yeah, illusions removed about what's going on social media so that you can continue to grow. All right, something might be a little off balance right now. All right, surrounding a wish, but somebody wanted you defenseless. Okay, somebody wanted to distract you with that so strong in a situation that they thought that they could sneak attack and take everything. Right? Yeah, they were talking shit behind the scenes, but you didn't know. Yeah, they was. Yeah, they was. They came off as if everything was good while you was working with somebody, like as if they was working with you. Yeah, this Empress wasn't being deceptive at all. All right, they just wanted the Queen of Swords to be sad. All right, you might have been dealing with a King of Wands that exposed the situation, or going to expose a situation, or seeing something for what it is, enlightened about something. And the whole reason why something happened that way, so that you could be celebrated properly. Okay, surrounding what you work hard for, or something that's around you. Somebody just kind of felt like somebody was just in the way. You might have been dealing with a Queen of Cups in reverse. Somebody who's overly emotional, try to really content with taking people's power. Okay, surrounding their work. Yeah. So you chose to hold back, or you're telling somebody to hold back, or you're protecting the energy. All right, from death and binding. All right. Yeah, somebody just keep making foolish decisions by confusing the energy and making it all about them. And you're like, no, how about you get out? That's what I got. That's what I definitely got. So if they got somebody just kind of like siding with them on the situation, they can go too. That's what I got. Yeah. Spirit said you avoided a tower, okay, surrounding your money, all right, because somebody thought that they could get a rebirth off of a star, all right, but the truth is, all right, they were being reckless, all right. There was really no real reason why somebody had to do something, or need to do something, or attempt to do anything, all right. Somebody just mad because somebody's happy. They can't. It's one of them situations like, let's say somebody, you're dealing with somebody who always starting shit, or always thinks somebody hating off them, or something like that in a situation. They're going to find out that somebody never was hating on them, okay? Nobody, or I heard nobody. I meant to say somebody, but I'm really getting nobody. Nobody was ever hating on somebody. Right? But, or I'm getting you were never hating on somebody. But somebody wanted, it's really like somebody was trying to get their name up by saying you were hating off somebody. Or somebody was hating off of you, or something like that. Some bullshit like that. But you were just shining. That's all you were doing. That's what you do. That's what stars do. You may have Aquarius in your chart. Alright. Yeah. Somebody going through a rebirth because they finally realizing the truth about a star. Alright. How connected they really are. And how reckless they can be. Alright. If they try anything crazy. Yeah, they're spying. But they can't see anything. They were closed out. The cycle closed with them. You're able to move forward, all right? Whoever these people are that wanted to make you come off as if you were hating off them, or some bullshit like that. Or, okay, babe, you can't get in this camera like that. I understand, but you can't get in the camera like that. Um, whoever these people are who wanted to say that you were hating off them, or yeah, you they feel defeated. They feel defeated because they finding out that they were just hating off you. That's crazy, but it's not. You know, it ain't my place to diagnose nobody, but there is a diagnosis for that. To accuse somebody for hating off you, and they really wasn't even looking at you. Like, it's one of those, somebody waved and you waved like, hey, damn, they kind of rude. Only find that they was waving at the person behind you, or that's really what it gave. Like, somebody wanted you to be a hater so bad, and now they argue amongst each other, or they going to. It's coming. Because it's one of those, why did you say that such said this? No, but you said such. No, none of this would have happened if such ain't said this. Or none of this would have happened if you ain't came to me about that. Because I really wasn't studying that shit. Like, why would you say somebody was hating up, and why didn't you tell me this person was a star? Or why didn't you tell me this person was healing? That's another thing I got. Why didn't you tell me this person was healing? Like, what type of shit you on? Like, what type of time is that? What part of the game is that? That's really what it gave, right? I really got that. Why did you create all this shit? Why did you started all this shit? Why did you create all these assumptions? What the fuck is wrong with you for real? Like, that's what I got. And people are walking away because they're like, man, nigga, you boring as hell. That's lame as shit. I'm sorry. Excuse my language, but that's really what it gave. People like, man, I'm bored with this shit. You childish as a motherfucker for that. People are gonna start seeing some confirmation. People gonna start seeing somebody's ways. Surrounding you, or it's really giving like, you got us looking like you made us believe that such was hating on me, and we find out the ass in we were the haters. And nobody want to be put in no situation like that, right? Because now they feel like they've been tricked into being a hater. It's like going to an audition because you knew you was going to be the star if you just go ahead and audition. And by the time you got to the front of the line, because you stood in this long ass line and you had it mapped out in your mind, you rehearsed. You sit in a line from, I don't know, 8 in the morning all the way to 3 p.m. You sit in this long ass line. When you finally got to the front of the line by 4:15, they told you that auditions is over. Y'all are gonna play the extras, or you're gonna be the audience. And it's like, so you basically told us all of this only to find out that we were outside of the building. Like, we not even getting in. So you got me thinking like these people is hating off me only to find out that I'm not even a part of it because I bet it on the wrong person. That's what I got. That's what I got. Alright, so what I got out of this situation, Empress, because you may be an Empress or you dealing with an Empress, you getting cold-hearted surrounding this whole humiliation thing, because you like, as long as my person got me and I got them, that shit really don't matter, but you still look fine as a motherfucker. You looking good, that's for damn sure, okay? But there's a rivalry that wants you to turn away from somebody. So it's almost like somebody really, it's kind of like somebody want to be the, I hate to sound a little childish when I say this. Somebody wants to be the cool kid by getting you to be a hater. They want you to dislike what they dislike. So it's almost like they're trying to get you to join some type of hate train, and you like, why would I do that? Why would I do that? You're moving in secret, okay? You're moving in silence, all right? You really don't want to hear anything with this pure Piscean energy. You really don't want to hear nothing they got to say, all right? You don't even want to work with somebody surrounding anything, and it has a lot to do with you weren't even oppressing somebody. You weren't even making it a issue. You was actually being kind, and you really see a mother figure. You really just see somebody as a mother figure who shines really, really bright, or you are a mother figure that shines really, really bright. They get your money. You just get your bag, or you see somebody who just focus on the bag, and you're just trying to figure out where the hate coming from. If somebody only thinking about money, right? And it's not in a gold digging type of way. It's more like you focus on ways to sustain life. You're thinking about paying bills. You're thinking about paying rent, or you're thinking about your next meal type shit. If somebody's only focused on getting their money, surrounding, sustaining life, where is the hate coming from? How are they hating on you? There's only one way to get money, and that's keep your vibrations high, stay happy, stay positive. So what are you surprised about? What's the big surprise surrounding someone's confidence, or what's the big surprise surrounding your confidence? What's so arrogant about the fact that you're not focused on negativity? You don't want to think about misery, because you know how manifestation works. You know how something works when it comes down to accumulating cash flow, right? And you know that if you attach yourself to negative energy, then it's going, whether it's a person, place, or thing, if somebody doing something crazy in your energy, something crazy in your business, something crazy in your family, you know you have to disconnect in order for you to only dominate your currency, your cash flow with your energy, so that positivity can come towards you, currency can come towards you, money can come towards you properly. So you knew you had to disconnect from that. That's why I heard let it play out, okay? And whatever these people, if they were wondering why their money stopped, it's because they attached themselves to an energy, and you knew that. You knew that. And no matter how pure somebody came off to be, their intentions were bad. That's why you don't want to hear what they got to say, right? And you're shocked that you feel that way, all right? And it has a lot to do with someone's positivity, the optimism. And that's why you prefer to connect with people who's willing to reverse whatever that is, okay? And be a real good loyal friend. You only want the right people around you. That's really what I got. And if it ain't the right people, you rather stand alone. That's what I got. Okay, but just know that somebody's assisting you, a companion, a lover, or somebody's assisting you. They're extremely dedicated and loyal to you, and you don't have to worry about anything. Okay, you can continue to shine, and that's your clarity. All right, yeah, you're choosing to transform a situation just by remaining strong and just kind of disconnect from some form of energy within a business. You're like, no, that's fine. Let it play out. You ain't got to rescue anything. Let it play out. I'm going to just sit back and watch. Okay? All right. You're trying to see. You're watching how calculated somebody truly is. Okay? Yeah, you could be we are in your energy, Scorpio. Yeah, you're watching someone's calculated moves. Because you're seeing somebody just got, it's almost like somebody just really you could be married, or somebody could be married. You feel like somebody is hiding behind a marriage. They're hiding their intentions surrounding a marriage. Yeah, to make people struggle. And you already chose what's going on, or chose who you wanted to be around or connect with, okay? Yeah, you feel like somebody's sneaky and unemotional. You don't trust somebody. Okay? Yeah. You feel like somebody just, like I said, you feel like somebody just trying to hide their power behind a marriage. Or hide, how can I say this? You feel like somebody is trying to hide. It don't necessarily have to be a marriage. It could just be like a long-term relationship or something. All right, it don't necessarily have to be there. But you honestly feel like somebody is just trying to hide behind someone else's power to abuse it. So you feel like somebody is spiritually abusive, right? So if people didn't believe that somebody was physically abusive, emotionally abusive, mentally abusive, you know for a fact somebody is spiritually abusive. So you're just going to let it play out. And if something goes wrong, nobody can sit and say it's your fault. You had something to do with it. You pull back your energy. You're protecting your energy. You're like, wait, at the end, y'all going to see that everything I said was right. Everybody going to be all in your face telling you how right you really were. And you're gonna be like, oh, I know, but you're not gonna say that because then that'll be, rude or disrespectful. You ain't gonna say that. You just gonna be like, oh,